Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Rachel, and welcome to a new type of video for my channel. I am very excited. So today we're going to be picking out my December TBR. Now, monthly TBRs are definitely no stranger to my channel. I have done them almost every single month since I started my channel, but over the latter half of this year, I took a break from doing them, but I want to bring them back. I like setting some type of TBR each month, but I wanted to shake up how I've done it in the past. So I have seen so many wonderful creators use TBR jars, like Erin from Booked and Busy, Emmy Rossum, Sarah Crowley, Rachel Catherine, and so many other creators. And I feel like using a TBR jar is just really fun. It kind of takes away some of your control with picking out what books you're going to read each month. And I just think it adds like a little element of surprise each month to what you are reading. So I put together a TBR jar. She is absolutely adorable. I am in love with her. It doesn't look like there's a lot of prompts in here, but I have about 60. They're all kind of just like covering each other up. But this is my TBR jar, and this is going to help me pick out the books that I read each month. And I am so excited. I did go over to my Instagram and ask you guys for a bunch of prompts as well, and you delivered. Oh my god, some of the prompts were so funny and so niche, so I included a lot of those, and then also a lot of just like general prompts. So we have a really good array of interesting TBR prompts in here. So my plan is I'm going to pick out 6 prompts and therefore 6 books in each video. The reason that I am doing 6 is because on average I read about 10 books a month, and I still want to be able to mood read. I really like mood reading, but I also like having a bit of a TBR. So like our Lord and Savior, Hannah Montana, I want the best of both worlds, and picking out 6 books from the prompts in this TBR jar gives me the ability to still mood read and have a little bit more freedom. So let's get straight into it. I'm going to pick out a prompt and then pick out the book and talk about it, and then pick the next prompt, pick out the book, talk about it, so on and so forth. All right, you guys, are you ready for the very first TBR jar prompt pull? I am excited. I'm nervous. I don't know why, but let's just see what we get. Okay, this is the prompt I picked. Let's see what we're reading in December. Ooh, okay. Purple cover. All right, purple cover. Okay, I need to think about this for a second. Be right back with my purple cover pick. Okay, that was actually so much harder than I thought it would be. I don't really own a lot of purple books, but I was looking on my Kindle app, and there is a book that I've heard so many wonderful things about that I've had on my radar for a while, and that is Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. So this will be my first pick for December. This is a gothic paranormal romance. It's dark academia, and it is also a forbidden romance between a professor and a student, I believe at a university. That is really all I know about it, but I have just seen a lot of my friends really loving this book and giving it like 4 or 5 stars. So I really hope that I like this. This is definitely more of like a fall book. Like I feel like reading this book in October would have been perfect, but we will just keep the gothic creepy vibes going into December with Nocticadia. All right, pick number 2. Let's see. A new release. Oh my god, thank you so much. That is great because there's so many new releases that I need to pick up. So I don't even need to think about this one. I am picking The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. So this is the first book in the Shadowborn duet, but it is the second duology in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which is 3 interconnected duologies that all have an overarching plot. Hopefully that makes sense. But the very first book in the series is The Serpent and the Wings of Night, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And I have been very eagerly awaiting for The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. Our main character is Misha, who is a character that we do meet in the first duology. And I know that she goes to the underworld, which sounds very fun. The art that I have seen for this book is amazing. Our love interest seems very intriguing. So I am really looking forward to reading this in December. Pick number 3. Let's see what we can get here. Start a new series. Oh my god, okay. Don't mind if I do. I love starting new series. It's one of my favorite hobbies. This really leaves me open to quite a lot of options. I have to think about this. Let me get back to you. Okay, so I actually thought that was gonna be hard, but then like 3 seconds later, I saw the book that I wanted to read. So it was actually quite easy. An Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. This is the new series I am going to start. I've been planning to pick this book up recently anyway. I did pick this up at the bookstore recently, and I have just heard absolutely wonderful things about it. I feel like it is a very iconic YA fantasy series. There are 4 books in the series, I want to say, and it is completed. So I'm so excited to see what all the hype is about with An Ember in the Ashes. All right, pick number 4. All right, so we have one of these. Urban fantasy. Oh my god, this is like, I mean, I know that I set the TBR prompts, but like this is perfect. This is gonna be an amazing reading month. Okay, there's like so many in my head. You guys know I love urban fantasy. All right, so my pick for urban fantasy is actually going to be a reread, and that is City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. This is the naked hardback. When I received the hardcover, the dust jacket was like completely destroyed, but I knew that underneath the cover was really pretty, so I just decided to take off the dust jacket and just have this book be naked on my shelves. I just think it's really pretty, doesn't really need a cover. But this is a book that I read 2 years ago now, and I did not love it, but I've heard that the series gets better and better, particularly book 2 I have heard is a huge step up from book 1. But in order to get there, I want to reread this book, and the audiobook just recently came out, and that is what I've been waiting for to give this book another shot. I have definitely had success with revisiting books that I wasn't crazy about in the beginning and having a fresh set of eyes on them and taking in the story new. So this is an urban fantasy romance. It is often compared to Crescent City. I can understand the comparisons, mostly for the setting. We definitely have that like city vibe, and there are a lot of different type of mythical creatures. Our two main characters are a human girl and then a bounty hunter who also has like some type of powers, and he ends up having to kind of like begrudgingly protect her. I hope that I will like this a little bit more the second time around, and then I can quickly go to the second book and hopefully fall in love with it. All right, 2 more picks. Let's see what else we are going to read in December. A fairy tale retelling. Once again, amazing choice. God, there are so many options. All right, my fairy tale retelling pick I'm really excited about because I've owned this book for way too long and haven't thought about it, kind of forgot that I owned it, but in December I'm going to be reading Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. So this is actually a Rumpelstiltskin retelling, which I did not know. I just Googled fairy tale retellings, and this is one of the first books that came up, and I feel like this is the perfect book to read in the winter, in December. It totally gives those vibes, and I feel like a Rumpelstiltskin retelling is pretty unique and pretty different. I feel like I read so many Beauty and the Beast retellings, so I'm excited to pick this up. I've heard the writing is absolutely fantastic. If you read this book, let me know what you think of it, because I'm going in with pretty high expectations. All right, so now we are on to the final pick for the month of December. Ooh, read a book you associate with another creator. Oh my god, okay, there are so many books that I buy specifically because I see another creator talking about a book, getting really excited about it, and they just totally sell me on it. Okay, this was so hard because there are so many amazing books on my TBR that I associate with one creator or another that I was inspired to read because of them, but I think I'm going to pick The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow by K.L. DeVore, which definitely reminds me of Emmy at Emmy Rossum. So she read A Touch of Golden Madness, I think around the same time that I did, and we just talked about it a lot, and we talked about what The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow was going to be, which is a prequel to A Touch of Golden Madness. So I definitely associate her with this book and was very excited about it. I saw that she's already read it and she really loved it, so I'm really excited to pick this book up. So A Touch of Golden Madness is kind of like a dystopian fantasy romance, and The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow is actually a prequel to A Touch of Golden Madness, but you have to read A Touch of Gold and Madness first because the prequel will majorly spoil A Touch of Gold and Madness. And if you've read A Touch of Gold and Madness, oh my god, how many times can I say that title? You know why we need that context. We need to know what happened, how did our characters get here, and that is exactly what The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow is all about. So I'm really excited for this book. I'll be reading it on my Kindle, and I hope that I love it as much as Emmy did. All right, you guys, we did it. That was our first TBR jar pull. I feel like I did so well. I have a really great TBR set for December. We have these 3 books, Spinning Silver, City of Gods and Monsters, and An Ember in the Ashes, plus Nocticadia, Songbird in the Heart of Stone, and The Embrace of Steel and Sorrow. I feel really good about this TBR. I am really excited for it. Let me know if you guys have read any of those books and what have you thought of them. If you made it to this point in the video and you wanted to let me know, go ahead and leave the snowflake emoji. Please make sure that you're following me on Instagram and Goodreads. They are always linked down below. I really appreciate that you watched this video. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. I love you all so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one.